What's up, YouTube? Yeah, um, I ended up dating Sam. It was for multiple reasons, actually. See, Brian was messing with my fiance and all that, and he dated Sam, if you want to call that dating. Um, they never had any kids, never had any plans of getting married. Brian basically just used her before he started dating an underage girl that he lied to everybody about. That was Bree. But anyway, that's not the reason why I dated Sam. I dated her because I wanted to see the people that she was talking to, and it turned out to be a group of people that think that they are part of a certain group, and they're not. Which turns out to be the same people that my cousin is involved with, and the same people that her stepbrother is involved with. Yeah, these are the same two people that I caught messing around my house at Cedar Hill. These two were not allowed to be around our kids or our home because of this bullshit that they did. Yeah, they almost started a problem with one of our neighbors there just by showing up to our house. Um, and luckily, I was friends with that neighbor and got them to chill out because I had kids in the house. Yeah, this is something I never wanted around my kids, and this is exactly why they weren't allowed to be at my house. But apparently, it was a free for all when I wasn't there. But for some reason, I catch all the blame, even though I didn't do that. I didn't approve of any of that. And if I was not having to be at work to make money and I was at the house, that wouldn't have been going down like that. But of course, this is things I walk in the middle of because somebody else in my life has decided to allow this shit to happen. Yeah, this is why the wedding was called off. Meanwhile, these two are telling me the whole time the whole reason they're wanting to come by is to see me. Really? So how come you two always stop by when you know I'm at work? You're there to see me, but you're never there when I'm there. Right. Every time you've showed up when I've been there, you've talked to Tiffany and ran. So, where the hell does that match what you're saying to me right now? Yeah, that's just street manipulation to get into where they want it to be, which was next to Tiffany. Yeah. But these are the people that everybody trusts what they say and do over me. Even though these are the motherfuckers that were out there selling drugs, kicking in people's doors, shooting people, shooting themselves, while I'm taking care of kids and working. Is there something wrong? Did I miss something? Was I supposed to be selling drugs and doing heroin and kicking in people's doors and shooting at people? Was I supposed to be doing that? Because apparently I'm getting penalized for doing not that. What the fuck is wrong with this world? You all have accepted what hip hop culture that much that anybody that doesn't do it, there's something wrong with them. Okay, there's a difference between music and being a hood rat or just a cold, sick motherfucker, aka another name for a hood rat. I did things legitly. I didn't sell drugs. I didn't traffic things. I didn't go out being part of the chaos in the community. I went to work. My brother and sister were out there doing the same thing my cousin Chris and all them were doing. From the moment my mother said in front of my brother that I was more responsible, the day that he threw our niece across the field out of a go kart, all this stuff started happening. And it was from Chris, it was from my brother, it was from my exes. It was almost like they were all in on something I didn't know about. And what's funny is it's the same thing that happened with Yvonne. That's the exact same thing that happened. I went to work. Next thing I know, people were messing with my girlfriend while I'm gone and my family. What the fuck? Then, if I do anything about it or get upset, I'm the crazy one? What? Regardless if she was planning on taking their life or just getting them hurt for insurance money, the fact is what she did was planned and it took their life. It doesn't matter if she was just trying to get them a little hurt, this, that, the other. The fact is that was planned, it was intentional, and it took their life. I still think it's funny that the two kids that were able to go to court and her brother that was going to go to court against her, she would have lost custody of those kids and would not be able to do what she was doing, ended up dying just before we got everything together for the court date. I can prove that everything before was a lie to set her up to where she was able to do what she and her mother did. Everybody keeps saying, well, it was her mother that was driving. No shit. What y'all don't understand is that was part of her plan. She wanted her mother to be driving. She didn't want her to be driving. That way there was no question about her because she physically wasn't a part of the situation. You guys act like they didn't plan this, and they did. The kids talked about it numerous times. They did not just talk about it once on the video. They talked about it numerous times. They told multiple people. They told their teachers. They told their pastor. They told me. They told their grandmother. They told my second cousin. I call her aunt, but she really is, I believe, my second cousin. When I was younger, I didn't know that they were related. I just thought that we called them aunt and uncle because they were close friends of the family. I didn't know they were actually related. But they swear up and down that they're related to us through my grandfather. So apparently they are. I don't know. All I know is we had one of my mom's good friends named Karen. We called her Aunt Karen. And she was not family, but we treated her kids as they were cousins and her husband as they were aunt and uncle our whole life. And I thought the same thing about Aunt Kathleen. I never asked, I just assumed. That was my fault. But anyway, the point is the kids knew about it. The act on the road that night was on video. It is intentional. What the cops said about the neighbor removing a tire and all this is a bunch of bullshit because the video shows all that is a lie. There's no tire. There's there's nothing in the road. There's no reason for what she did. And the only thing it can go back to is what the kid said. Uh, they're going to manipulate your family and friends, put us in a dangerous situation to get you mad and in trouble. Look at the whole situation, y'all. That's exactly what's went down. So how did they know all the details? And how come David is in the room with them when Talon is talking and he doesn't say that Talon's lying or making up stories? Kirsten is on the other side. She's not saying that he's lying or making up stories. And how does little David fall into it? He was the one that was pushed to start a fight that with those kids. Kind of like an improv thing. They were waiting for him to give them an excuse to do what they were going to do. That way, if they were found out, they could blame it on him. Then they could try to blame it on me because he's my son. Even though, well, he's your son too. And you're the one with him. And you're also the one not doing anything for his mental health. You're also the one that used Wi Fi against children to make them act up for their dad so you could try and put stuff on their dad. What mother or any parent does that? What are you so mad about? The fact that I don't want you around me? The fact that when we broke up, I didn't give a fuck what you were doing? Uh, that's the way it goes. No, you manipulated situations and then made people believe that I cared about things that I didn't. And you just said it. There was no proof or anything that I was acting the way I was because of that. And these people believed it. Why? Because the internet says that that's what men do. What the fuck? First of all, the internet's got it wrong. That's what F boys do, and I'm not an F boy for one. She is the equivalent of an F boy for a girl, which is called a street hoe. That's what they do. They go around, they love bomb, they play games, hopefully getting married. If they can't get married, they just want at least they can get the children. That way they can use that. And then they're mad and use the children in worse ways and harsher ways because they didn't get the marriage. And what were they planning the whole time? To use it against them anyway. And that's why they're mad. Will they ever admit that? No. Not unless they're stupid, drunk, and they don't know they're being interrogated. Other women know what they're doing. I don't care if they play stupid and, oh, wow, really? That's fucked up. They know what that woman was doing. Every one of them knows what they're doing. There's some that we call ladies that know that women do that and won't do it. That doesn't mean they won't keep their mouth shut when they see their friend doing it. Some of them are still ladies, but they will not say anything when they see their friend doing it. Some will actually help their friend to do it. That is borderlining right there. That is borderlining. Because, yeah, you might not agree with it and all that, but you're over here helping a friend to do it to another man. And now he's going to look like a piece of shit, all because nobody's telling the truth about what she's doing. Well, that's not all women. Did I say all women? Where in my statement did I say all women? Yeah, you do have some women that are ladies. And guess what? They're called ladies. They're not in that category at all. They are a type of female that actually has some morals and values and some balls.